In your Fox Carolina Money Watch, manufacturing company Electrolux announced thousands of layoffs that will affect workers across the world. Now, last week, the company has a new expanded plant in Anderson County, actually. It said it was implementing a cost reduction and restructuring program to increase its earnings.
And a warning from Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk. It has nothing to do with cars. Instead, Musk warns about artificial intelligence, which he has called more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at a symposium at MIT.
No one ever imagined that the world's most powerful AI supercomputer would rise from an old Electrolux factory. But Elon Musk has always been full of surprises. What was once an abandoned industrial site suddenly became a masterpiece of modern technology. Colossus. Built by Musk's company, xAI, it was powered by over 100,000 Nvidia H100 GPUs.
Elon Musk is starting a new company to get into the field of artificial intelligence. Musk announced the launch of xAI today. He says the company's goal is to focus on truth-seeking and to understand the true nature of AI.
In just 19 days, that space was transformed into the most advanced AI facility ever built. Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, called it superhuman. This wasn't just a room full of chips. It was the front line of a future AI revolution. Huang said, "As far as I know, only one man could have done this, and that's Elon Musk." What happened here wasn't just about engineering. It was about drive, speed, and vision. At the heart of Colossus was Grok, the AI built not just to answer, but to reason and think. This story isn't just about machines. It's about a visionary plan that began quietly in Memphis and is now shaking the world. The pulse of the future started here, and the world took notice. Superhuman speed, superhuman vision. What usually takes other companies 4 years, 3 for planning, and 1 to build Elon. Musk accomplished in just 19 days. That wasn't luck. It was precision engineering, fast decision-making, and bold thinking at a level rarely seen. Inside, Colossus featured liquid-cooled servers, high-voltage infrastructure, and rack after rack of high-performance GPUs. It was built with the kind of speed and accuracy usually reserved for military operations. Even though Nvidia was already supplying tech giants like OpenAI and Google, they fully backed Musk's company xAI. That said a lot. Jensen Huang didn't just admire Musk, he believed in what he was building. xAI wasn't just a customer anymore. It was rising as a serious leader in the AI space. The old Memphis facility wasn't just upgraded, it was reborn. GPU racks stood like rows of soldiers, ready to train a new generation of intelligent systems. This was Musk's quiet revolution. Not in Silicon Valley, not in some global tech hub, but in the middle of America, with speed, focus, and vision that left everyone behind. The hardware behind the mind. Colossus was not just big, it was a machine built for thinking, designed from the ground. Up to train the most advanced AI, inside its towering walls stood row after row of Supermicro 4U Universal GPU servers. Each rack held 8 of these beasts, and each server was packed with 8 Nvidia H100 GPUs, meaning 64 GPUs per rack. Multiply that by thousands of racks, and you had a computational army humming with focus, precision, and raw power. But even with all this silicon, performance wasn't guaranteed without heat control. At this level, overheating can destroy everything. So, engineers built a custom liquid cooling system developed in part by Boyd Corporation. It was more than efficient. It was flawless.
At more than 80% of revenue, its primary business remains GPUs. Typically sold as cards that plug into a PC's motherboard, they accelerate, add computing power, to central processing units, CPUs, from companies like AMD and Intel.
Chilled coolant flowed through tightly engineered channels controlled by smart CDUs, cooling distribution units. Redundant manifolds made sure that nothing overheated, even when every core was pushed to its limit. Inside Colossus, the soft hum of machines and the occasional hiss of coolant became the heartbeat of a new kind of intelligence. This was no ordinary data center. It was the foundation of a mechanical brain, designed to support the future of AI at a level the world had never seen before. Electricity into intelligence. Powering Colossus was an engineering challenge of its own. More than 100 megawatts of electricity surged through the site, enough to light up an entire small city. That much power needed approval from the Tennessee Valley Authority, which greenlit this massive energy draw. Why? Because what was being built here wasn't ordinary, it was historic. Every watt of electricity was turned into raw computational intelligence. This was where power met purpose. But processing alone wasn't enough. The GPUs needed to talk to each other fast. That's where Nvidia's Spectrum X Ethernet came in. It connected servers with 400 gigabits per second ultra-low latency links, making sure the thousands of GPUs could think together as one. The result? A giant nervous system where information traveled instantly across the facility. This wasn't just a warehouse of chips. It was a living, breathing intelligence factory. Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, didn't call it a server room. He called it an AI factory, a place where electricity became ideas. Colossus wasn't just crunching numbers. It was shaping thoughts, building minds, and redefining what machines could do. The lights inside weren't just for power. They were signals of something greater, a machine learning to think.
Americans are increasingly connected to the virtual world through phones, computers, and smart appliances. Now even vital utilities like power and water grids are going digital. Only on CBS This Morning, we got access to a massive power plant near Niagara Falls, New York.
Grok, the AI that thinks. At the heart of Colossus lived a powerful intelligence named Grok, Elon Musk's flagship AI model under XAI. But Grok wasn't like other AIs. It wasn't built just to answer questions. It was built to think. Musk called it a reasoning AI, designed to understand not only the words, but the logic behind them. Every time someone asked Grok a question, thousands of GPUs came to life in perfect harmony, running chain-of-thought algorithms that worked in steps, thinking deeply before responding. It was more than just fast answers. Grok scored its own replies, checked accuracy, and refined results before showing them to the user. Grok learned from everything, not just books and articles, but also videos, sensor data, and live real-world information. It built a broader, smarter, more human-like view of the world over time. It could hold longer conversations, understand complex patterns, and even remember context across many topics.
Elon Musk's XAI has released its newest AI model, Grok 4, I believe as of 4 a.m. UK time, so about 3 hours, been live for 3 hours. What can we expect when it comes to this new iteration?
While others built chatbots, Musk built a mind in progress, one that didn't just react. It reasoned, adapted, and challenged false ideas. Grok was different, not just in function, but in purpose. It was built to lead the next era of truthful, logical, and transparent AI. Scaling to the future with Blackwell. In late 2024, Elon Musk announced something huge. Colossus wasn't done growing. It was just getting started. XAI planned to double its capacity, adding another 100,000 GPUs, but not just any chips. The next chapter would be powered by Nvidia's Blackwell, H100s, and GB200N VL72 clusters, their most advanced AI chips yet. These weren't just upgrades, they were game changers. Depending on the task, Blackwell chips could perform up to 60 times faster than the H100s. They opened doors to simulations and reasoning models that were once thought impossible. It wasn't just about speed. It was about unlocking a new level of intelligence. But even the best tech faces challenges. During testing, some Blackwell configurations began to overheat, forcing engineers to redesign the server racks and airflow systems. Delays followed, shipments were pushed back, skeptics began doubting. Still, Musk didn't panic. He stood firm, saying, "We'll wait. This tech is worth it." He wasn't building for tomorrow. He was building for 10 years ahead. This was the long game, and in Musk's mind, a few weeks of delay meant nothing compared to what Blackwell could help them achieve. Tesla's parallel race to autonomy. While xAI pushed deeper into advanced reasoning, another one of Musk's creations, Tesla, was running a separate but connected race, the race for full self-driving. This wasn't about chatbots or supercomputers. This was about putting AI on the road, making real-time decisions that affect real human lives. Inside the massive Texas Gigafactory, Tesla's Cortex cluster was coming to life. It was a 50,000 GPU powerhouse built to train Tesla's full self-driving FSD software. Using endless hours of video, sensor data, and real-world driving footage, the system refined Tesla's neural networks day and night. It was the brain behind the wheel. Musk wasn't stopping there. In early 2025, he announced that Tesla would double its use of Nvidia GPUs from 35,000 to 85,000. That level of power would help speed up FSD progress and get Tesla closer to full autonomy. But controversy followed. Reports leaked that 12,000 of those GPUs, originally for Tesla, were rerouted to X, formerly Twitter. Critics claimed Musk was prioritizing social media over safety. His response: Tesla had nowhere to plug them in. They would have sat idle. To Musk, it wasn't about one company.
Meanwhile, in Hollywood, Tesla's first diner, drive-in, and supercharger station is officially open. Tesla owners and others lined up for hours today to get inside. The venue combines a retro and futuristic vibe at the same time.
It was about the bigger picture, and all his tech, Tesla, xAI was connected in one grand plan. Grock becomes a movement. Grock was no longer just a powerful AI model. It was becoming a revolution. Its journey started inside Musk's company xAI, but its reach quickly spread across platforms, industries, and even human lives. The first public rollout came through X Premium, Musk's rebranded social media platform. There, Grok gave users intelligent replies, quick facts, and even called out misinformation in real time. It wasn't just smart, it was brutally honest. Elon Musk warned, Grok tells the truth, even when it hurts. Some users admired its no-nonsense personality. Others found it confrontational, but no one could ignore it. Soon, Grok moved into the business world. Companies used it to generate detailed reports, manage workflows, and understand complex data. Its reasoning ability made it far more useful than traditional chatbots. It didn't just give answers, it explained how and why those answers were right. Then came the next leap: Tesla vehicles. Grok was integrated into cars, offering in-car assistance, diagnostics, and even driving tips. For the first time, an AI could guide the driver in real time, adapting to behavior and road conditions. Even more futuristic was Grok's involvement in Neuralink trials, where it served as a thinking companion, a potential interface between mind and machine. Grok wasn't just replying to questions anymore, it was forming relationships. What truly made Grok different was its design. Unlike other AIs, it was built to reason, step by step, explain its thoughts, and learn from long conversations. It had memory, logic, and depth, and that made it more than a tool. It became a trusted voice, a companion, a system that people didn't just use, but believed in. This wasn't artificial intelligence. It was authentic intelligence, rising fast and changing everything. A platform, not just a product. As Grok continued to evolve, it became clear. This wasn't just an AI model. It was a platform, a foundation for something far bigger than anyone had imagined. Developers all over the world began building on top of Grok. From apps to business tools to research engines, Grok was now powering an entire ecosystem of innovation. Its strength wasn't just in what it could do, but in how it was built. Unlike most AI is that depended on cloud services from tech giants like Google, Amazon, or Microsoft, Grok ran on sovereign infrastructure. It didn't rely on any outside platform. It stood on its own. This independence made Grok dangerous, for the right reasons. It wasn't just another product. It was a threat to big tech's control over AI. Governments began to take notice. An AI this powerful, operating outside traditional infrastructure, could bypass the usual gatekeepers and disrupt the entire internet power structure. At the same time, Colossus gave Grok the muscle to grow. Thousands of GPUs allowed it to scale faster, learn quicker, and respond in ways other AIs couldn't match. The combination of power and independence turned Grok from a tool into a movement. This movement wasn't just technical, it was ideological. It was about freedom from centralized control, about returning AI to the public, to the people. It represented a shift away from closed models and toward transparency, collaboration, and global access. Grok was no longer something people used. It became something they joined. And with Elon Musk leading the charge, it wasn't just about software anymore. It was about building an open, intelligent future, one that belonged to everyone, not just the tech elite. The global AI arms race. While Musk and Nvidia pushed forward with Grok and Colossus, the rest of the world wasn't standing still. In China, companies like DeepSeek released open-source AI models that matched or even beat Grok in certain benchmarks. These models focused on logic, multi-language learning, and transparency. In the West, things were just as intense. OpenAI and Microsoft released GPT-5, built on powerful Azure infrastructure. It offered smarter language, better reasoning, and stronger domain skills. Meta pushed its Llama series further, making AI more personal and privacy-focused. Meanwhile, Google's Gemini evolved with reinforcement learning tied to real-world data. The software side was moving fast, but the real edge remained in hardware. And there, Nvidia had the crown. Their new AI chips, especially Blackwell, offered up to 60x improvements over past models. That was a gap no rival could close quickly. And then came the twist. US export restrictions blocked China from buying Nvidia's best chips. That widened the divide. Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, didn't hold back. "We build 20 to 60 times better than the export versions," he said. And every day, that lead grew. This wasn't just a race between companies. It had become a race between nations. The silicon keyholder. In the global AI race, one truth became clear: software was only half the battle. The real bottleneck was hardware, and Nvidia held the key. Their GPUs weren't just powerful, they were essential. Without them, even the best AI models couldn't run at scale. That's why every major tech company, Amazon, Meta, Google, Microsoft, was fighting to secure shipments. But there weren't enough chips to go around. Inside Nvidia, CEO Jensen Huang had to make tough calls. Giving chips to one company meant delaying another. Every allocation became a high-stakes decision. At the same time, Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds began pouring billions into XAI. and the Colossus project. Musk's AI dream was no longer just a US innovation, it was becoming a global symbol of next-generation power. As geopolitical tensions rose, US export restrictions stopped China from accessing Nvidia's best hardware. This gave the West a huge head start. Huang said it plainly. Every day, our gap over export-controlled chips widens. In the world of AI, control over chips meant control over the future, and Nvidia, quietly but powerfully, was shaping the path of global intelligence from behind the scenes. Cracks beneath the empire. Behind Elon Musk's bold plans and headline-grabbing breakthroughs, trouble was brewing. Inside Tesla, pressure was rising fast. The boardroom wasn't celebrating. They were worried. Shareholders began filing lawsuits, accusing Musk of spreading himself too thin and using Tesla resources to push his personal empire forward. Their biggest concern, Musk's demand for 25% voting control. Critics called it blackmail. They feared that his obsession with AI, X, and Neuralink was pulling him away from Tesla's core mission. Inside the company, engineers and managers felt the heat. They were trying to build self-driving cars, keep up with timelines, and deliver results, all while legal and financial. Uncertainty loomed. The dream of full autonomy still burned, but so did the fear of falling behind. At the same time, Nvidia faced its own challenge. The world's biggest tech firms, Amazon, Google, Meta, and more, were all chasing the same limited supply of GPUs. Jensen Huang and his team had to make tough decisions. Every order they filled left someone else waiting. Tension quietly grew behind closed doors. These weren't small problems. They were cracks in the foundation of Musk's rapidly expanding empire. As he tried to connect Tesla, XAI, X, and Neuralink into one vision, those under him were scrambling to keep up. The pressure was no longer just about tech. It was personal, political, and financial. The question now wasn't only can Musk build the future, but can he hold his empire together long enough to finish it? In the race to create the world's most powerful AI systems, even genius can be shaken, especially when ambition begins to outrun trust. The crucible of the next 6 months. Everything was building toward a single moment, a make-or-break period. The next 6 months would decide everything, whether Elon Musk's grand vision would succeed or collapse under its own weight. Could Colossus survive the pressure of 200,000 GPUs running full-time? Could the cooling, power, and network systems keep up? Would Blackwell chips ship on time? Or stall the momentum? And what about Tesla's FSD project? Could it finally deliver fully autonomous cars that actually worked? Every part of Musk's empire was now being tested, technically, financially, politically, and the world was watching. At the center of it all stood Elon Musk, unshaken, focused, betting on the long game. While critics circled and markets wavered, he remained calm. His response? "We'll wait. This is bigger than quarterly earnings. This is the future." If he failed, it would be a spectacular fall. Millions lost, reputations shattered, trust broken. But if he succeeded, it would reshape technology, industry, and global power forever. This wasn't just about AI anymore. It was about whether one man's vision could bend the world into a new shape or be swallowed by the limits of time, money, and doubt. If he pulls it off. Now let's imagine a world where Elon Musk succeeds, where every risk pays off, every delay ends in a breakthrough, and every bold vision becomes reality. What would that future look like? It starts with Tesla. After years of development, testing, and criticism, Tesla finally launches a fully autonomous fleet. Cars that drive themselves flawlessly begin, transforming cities. Roads become safer, commutes become shorter, human error disappears from daily driving. the world's relationship with transportation changes forever. At the same time, xAI's Grok evolves far beyond a chatbot. It becomes the brain behind medical research, engineering design, and even space exploration. Scientists use it to simulate models, test ideas, and generate discoveries in real time. Schools adopt Grok to teach. Hospitals use it to diagnose. Its thinking power becomes part of daily life. Colossus 2.0, the expanded version of the Memphis facility, doubles its GPU count and becomes the largest AI factory in history. Its computational power fuels every part of Musk's universe, Neuralink, Tesla, SpaceX, X, and beyond. The line between human thinking and machine reasoning begins to blur. In this version of the future, Musk is no longer just an entrepreneur. He becomes the architect of a new kind of civilization, one powered not by oil or steel, but by silicon and code. Jensen Huang was right. Elon is a genius. But it's not just about brains. It's about the courage to build what others only dream of. And now, the question remains, what if he actually pulls it off? The edge of tomorrow. The world stands at a turning point. On one side lies unimaginable progress, a future, where machines reason, drive, diagnose, invent, and even teach. On the other side lies the unknown, a shadowy path where power, unchecked, may spiral beyond human control. Elon Musk's vision now sits at the heart of this crossroads. He's built the infrastructure. He's trained the AI. He's challenged big tech, dodged politics, and bent time itself to meet impossible deadlines. And yet, the stakes have never been higher. Grok is more than code. It's a mind that reasons out loud, questions assumptions, and refuses to lie, even when the truth is inconvenient. Colossus is more than steel and silicon. It's a factory that converts electricity into thought, a place where human curiosity fuses with machine precision. And Musk? He's more than a CEO. He's the symbol of a generation unwilling to wait for the future. It's building it now. But the future brings hard questions. Can we trust AI with decisions that affect lives? Can machines evolve faster than our ethics? Can genius outpace caution? Even Musk's biggest believers must admit this is uncharted territory. The next 6 months aren't just about GPUs or stock prices. They will decide whether Musk's empire stands as a beacon of progress or a warning sign for generations to come. So we return to the question that echoes across labs, boardrooms, and the minds of millions. If Elon Musk really pulls this off, will he reshape the future of AI forever? Or unleash something we can't control? If Elon Musk truly pulls this off, it won't just be a technological achievement, it will be a turning point for all of humanity. His vision has already reshaped AI into something more than a system. It has become a thinking companion. Grok doesn't just answer questions, it explains its logic, speaks the truth, and reasons. Step by step. Colossus is no longer just a data center, it is a factory of thought, where electricity turns into data, and data turns into ideas. But if this dream becomes reality, what kind of world are we stepping into? A world that could be beautiful or dangerous. Elon Musk's success might take us into the future, but it could also unlock something we're not ready to control, because if he truly does it, then the world will never be the same again.